Okay, let me see if I understand this. Back in Season 2, Nightmare Night came first, and then several weeks later, Hearthwarming Eve came up. Now in Season 5, we got Hearthwarming Eve first, then we got Nightmare Night back to back instead of several weeks apart from each other. But even that's highly doubtful because winter already happened once this season, and back in Season 2, fall must have come first with the Nightmare Night episode airing first, but then it all stems back to Season 1 in that winter wrap-up was being shown and then an episode taking place in the fall aired immediately the following week. But even that's hard to buy because we never saw snow on the ground in Season 1 up to this point. Are they trying to add something to help explain this? Are they just going back on the logic of the seasons? Are they trying to incorporate the order of seasons from Season 1 to Season 5, which would contradict the order of seasons in Season 2? Or did the order of seasons in Season 2 already contradict the order of seasons in Season 1? Was it that they meant for these episodes to air in a proper order, but they ended up animating one episode before the other by accident when they chose which scripts to work off of first? Is it just... I should probably just start the review. I cannot believe this. Out of all the things that could have possibly happened, they're showing a Christmas episode. In October! Alright, let's just get this over with. Pinkie Pie and Applejack are uniting their families to celebrate the season at one big get-together. Things seem to be going well at first, until the apples start to have difficulty adjusting to the pie's style of enjoying the tradition. Being her usual not thinking this clearly self, Applejack tries to add some light on the pie's heartwarming, and as you'd expect, it doesn't go so well. An interesting thing about this episode is that it feels like a continuation of Pinkie Apple Pie. They even reference the possibility that the two families are related. Ever since that one episode, the idea of Applejack and Pinkie being the main characters of an episode has become a more popular concept. And in all fairness, it seems to work here fine. Their contrast plays a big role in how well they work off each other and even individually throughout the episode. Diane's zaniness is being freely expressed around her relatives, while Applejack is more down-to-earth and evenly rounded. And when the two get together, it adds additional variety to the structure of their contrast. Applejack continues to point out obvious odd things about her way of thinking, but nonetheless remains accustomed to her company. Pinkie, on the other hand, appears appropriately naive and doesn't come across as irritating for the sake of being a foil to Applejack's personality. It's another great way to pit the two together and show strength in the writer's abilities to add chemistry to the connection between the main cast. Because the episode is less about the apples arguing amongst themselves and more about the apples actually interacting with the pies, it offers more opportunities for fun when they do start to communicate. The team-ups seem reasonable as well, with Apple Bloom and Maud getting a chance to talk together being sisters of Jack and Pinkie. Big Mac and Marble are fitting together being the least social of the two groups and having an identical shtick of not expressing themselves with dialogue. Also, should I be worried that these two are being shipped? Kinda throws me off. Granny Smith working off of Pinkie's parents is kinda funny, and Limestone is an enjoyably tough-talking girl. People have been waiting for a long time to see what Pinkie's family is like, to see the differences between her and her relatives. But the best part of the episode is knowing that it's not just Pinkie Pie who's different from her family, it's all of the pies who are different. Every single member of the household is completely different from each other, adding a variety of character to them. Maud is open to socializing but still remains dry and lacking emotional expression. Limestone is short-tempered and easily irritated. Marble is quiet and socially anxious, and Pinkie's parents, Igneous Rock and Cloud Quartz, are particularly interesting given their religious Amish way of speaking. It makes you wonder how they accepted their kids growing up the way they did. Then there's the third act along with the ending. When Applejack takes matters into her own hooves, it of course doesn't work out very well, as it never does when she has an idea without thinking it through. But her intentions aren't selfish, and she isn't being oblivious about anything. She just wants the families to have a good time by showing them a different way of celebrating the season. She realizes that she was forcing the pies to adapt to a different environment, and she rightfully apologizes for it as the apples are heading home. But when they start to understand more about their customs, they go back to set things right. It's here that Applejack explains the value of making the most out of two traditions instead of just preferring one over the other, leading to a merry, hearts-warming day. It feels a little rushed, but it still makes for a nice ending. Hearthbreakers continues the growing relationship between Applejack and Pinkie Pie by bringing along both of their families along for the ride, with that good old holiday spirit a week before Halloween. An oddly timed episode that nevertheless leaves me with delight. MisAnthro Pony over and out.
Hearth warming is great, like calcium silicate. What a wonderful day, as good as mica or clay.